It'll help us out a lot. I think it's obviously fresh faces in the huddle. I think those guys are looking forward to getting back out there on the field and competing. I know it's been tough for them watching from the sidelines the last couple of weeks, and I know they're anxious to get back out there. So, an emotional lift, I'm not so sure, but I feel like having that added depth and those obviously guys have a tremendous amount of talent. Having those guys back helps out a lot.
Greg, what was the biggest crowd you ever played in front of in high school?
The biggest crowd I played in front of a high school was 42,000. It was against Plano. It was the 4th round of the playoffs, and it was unbelievable. We were in Texas Stadium, and it was like 3/4 of the way full. It was pretty neat.
Well, that's going to be bigger than the crowd that's going to be there Saturday. I know you guys are oblivious to the surroundings. You know, you're focused in, but is that going to be different?
Well, it'll be a little different. So one thing that people always kind of ask me, they said, does the crowd affect you? Well, I prefer to be in a bigger stadium because it allows less wind to come in. So I guess the new additions helped out a lot. There's been very little wind the last couple Saturdays, but it should be. I don't think it'll affect us very much. Obviously, the game's played on the field, and regardless of how big the surroundings are, you're still playing on a 52 1/3 by 120-yard field, and the game's going to be won and lost out there.
Did you follow Duke basketball much?
I actually was more of a North Carolina fan in high school. I really followed North Carolina, and I really rooted for them. I actually took an official visit to North Carolina, and I was on the verge of going there at one point. So Duke was always a nice school. I obviously had a lot of respect for there. I had a good friend that went and ran cross country there, and I also had a good friend that went on a saxophone scholarship there. So I followed them, and not so much on basketball. I kind of rooted against them, but I definitely have a tremendous amount of respect for their program and Coach Krzyzewski.
Where are you at in the Rhodes Scholar stuff?
Well, I applied. I didn't actually apply. I actually interviewed with the campus committee last week. There was a committee of 14 members. It was actually last Wednesday at 2 o'clock, so I had to miss a little bit of meetings. And I've been informed that I will be endorsed by the school, which is great news for me because that's one of the bigger hurdles that you have to clear, because if you don't get endorsed by the school, then you're not actually technically allowed to apply for the Rhodes. So now that the school's in my corner, I feel like it's really going to help me out a lot throughout the rest of the application process, because I have so many more resources to reach out to and have people willing to help. So it was really a great feeling for me to get that email last week, and now that we've got another month to apply, so got to just edit the essay a little bit, and hopefully we should put together a pretty good application.
Last question. Greg, I know you're probably your own worst critic, but after looking back at the game film from the Penn State week, what did you say that you thought that you did right, things that you can work on going into Duke?
Well, actually, I haven't actually had a chance to watch it yet, but I think just some of the things, just thinking back on the game itself, I think there were a couple chances that I should have just gotten it out of my hands a little bit quicker. A couple times to Julio. He was open on a couple hitch routes, and I tried to hold it for the dig in behind to Mays, and that happened to me I think twice. And those are a couple things I'd like to get the ball just a hair quicker. And I think we did well. I think we did well in our protections. We made a couple protection checks, which helped, and I think the running game and the spins and the run checks were good as well. So I feel good about where we stand right now. Always ready to make improvements though.